The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good. Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We'll post the charts of the FTSE and the DAX, and as you can see, some nice little ABCD patterns in there. And ABCD is what we like to see. Now, what I'd like to do is, by the way, today at 11:30 at the break, we've got none other than Dr. Al Larson from Money Tide, and he's going to be on, and folks, pay attention to him. He's one of the smartest human beings the old cowboy has ever met. So he's and not only that, he's a devil-may-care type good guy. He's really nice. His daughter went to school here at the University of Arizona in nuclear physics. She has a PhD. He has a double PhD, but she has a PhD in nuclear physics, and a very smart little girl. Anyway, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. I'm going to bring this chart up because I think it's very interesting. It's probably a coincidence, but what I want you to see here, this is while we were on the air, folks. You'll see yesterday, you see the big green move there right at 11 o'clock when we start the show. And then you can see where we finish the show at 12 o'clock. And if you remember, I said if we get below that 16, 11, 15, well, I forget the number was, whatever that low was, I can tell you right now, I think it was 16,010. And then the market came down. I said, watch for a 382 retracement. Well, look at this, folks. At the end of the day, what was it doing? It was making a perfect 382 retracement. The numbers match. Look at that. The red one is the price swing. The blue one is the fib number, and they both are the same price, 16,598. Now, if that's correct, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. That means that the A, B, C, D, with C being the leg that we just met there, where all the matching numbers are, if that's going to be the case, then the drum roll, please. What would we think that the profit or the objective would be of the market doing that? So if we come in and see what it did for the rest of the day and into the early evening, you'll see the 23rd is where we were coming in this morning. You see here Tuesday the 23rd, we just made the number at 62, and that means that we should probably have a little rally, shouldn't we? Well, boys and girls, I'm going to let you do that one for yourself, just to let you know that Mr. Rogers wants you to do the work yourself, because that's what's really important. Because when you learn to do it yourself, then you've got something. If you got someone telling you what to do all the time, it doesn't do diddly squat. And speaking of that, there's going to be a special gift for everybody in the Tiger Den today, and I'm going to post it right now. It's from none other than Larry Williams, my old friend from 1965. And he has a 1-hour YouTube video from the Tigers Traders Lion, and it's really great. If you go to YouTube and go to Traders Lion, you'll be able to get it. But he talks about the things that I talk about. You know why? Because we learned them together. We went to the School of Hard Knocks. I graduated from the 5th grade. He went on to Oxford. Now let's remind ourselves. I want to talk just a tad here about the gold market, because the gold market is getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker by the minute, folks. If you remember, hold on here. Yeah, you're right. That's right. I took it off. I got those right out of the old book. Here is the gold market, folks. We went down to the 61% retracement. This is a 4-hour chart. Folks, it didn't stay here for more than about 12 hours, and boom, down it went all the way down to 1783.10. 1784.5 was the 78% level. And if that fails, folks, we're looking at a major bear market in the gold. And we brought to your attention the fact that GDX looks so bad that maybe that's the reason. So 1785 was it. What I said on the video last night is if we don't hold that, watch for a 382 to sell it, but you didn't get it. All you got was $11 rally off that bottom. And we went to 1812, and then from 1812, dropped another 30-some dollars down to 1783. Below 1783 sets up some pretty nasty things here in the gold market. It's been pretty important. Now, let me go back to the NASDAQ for just a minute, folks. When I did the video for the NASDAQ, I got to do the S&P first because we've got Al coming on, and I want to make sure that we get this done. Here was the S&P yesterday. It was, of course, it was a little more bullish than the NASDAQ was, and you'll take a look here. The S&P went up to the 61% retracement. You see the ABCD to the downside. Now you see that green line where it says 46.94. That's the 382 retracement. Well, just for kicks and giggles, just for kicks and giggles, why don't you go take a look and see what that 46.94 was? Now, there's a little trick here, folks. Last night while you were asleep, it went down to 46.56, okay? Then come back and draw the line, and you'll see that the 382 still comes in at 46.94, and the high today has been 46.95. Platinum is looking bad. Folks, there's something rotten in Denmark, and I love Denmark. It's not that. It's these charts. Some of these are looking weaker and weaker and weaker, and that is not a good sign. The fact that Bitcoin today at 56,000 made another perfect 382 retracement. It's a double bottom there, and that's why we've seen a $2,000 rally in Bitcoin. These people that are in these things, they know what these algorithms are, and they use them to their attention. Now, I did post a chart last night real early. We'll put this up here. This is basically, I wanted to go over this because this has got all the different patterns in that we like to see. First of all, this is crude oil. You see that we have a 3 drive to a bottom pattern here on Sunday night. We rallied right up to the 382 up there at 670, 660. We dropped $1,500 to 0.3. We rallied up to a 50% retracement. That was a perfect ABCD, and that set up a 1-3-5 pattern. I put this in. You can see I put this in around 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was where we were expected to get down to 75.50. It got to 75.30, and from 75.30, folks, you look way up there at that 1.618 expansion at 78.47, and it went to 78.62. So that completed the big ABC, 78%. It equaled a move between the 18th and the 19th. So that was a big move, and locked in a little bit of money. Sometimes they don't work that way, but when you can see them ahead of time, which is very rare, boy, I can really do these in hindsight. You can't believe how good I am at hindsight. But when you get them right, when you're supposed to get them right, that's what's really good. Now, here's a little bit of homework for you, folks. And I've already done this, so I just want you to do it yourself, because if you can do it yourself, you've got something. You can feed yourself and your family. If you rely on somebody, that doesn't help you. It really doesn't. You've got to be able to think for yourself. And what was it that Twentyman always said? Defy human nature, do the work yourself. And that's what you have to do. But take a look at this chart here on the Dow Jones, and we'll discuss it when we get back. 877-927-6648.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks, and what I've done now is I've taken that Dow chart and I've updated it. It shows you the 3 drive to a bottom pattern that formed this morning. We had a nice rally, and again, I posted it in big blue letters so everybody could see it. Let's don't call those letters. Let's call those numbers. 382, right on the high of the move. So that's why it's so important that we get above that, then we got a chance for a little bit more of a rally. But now it's beginning to look like we've made some type of a top up in here. So remind ourselves that these are patterns that help you define what the risk is. They also have a little bit of predictive power, but the main thing is there for risk control. We're now breaking down. We've made new lows now in the gold market. We went below the 1784 level. We just hit 1782 and change. Folks, there's nothing left in me. Left to me. What am I talking about? There's nothing left the way I look at the gold market. Once we went below the 78% level, folks, that's telling you that something is really seriously wrong. We had an idea that something might be that way because we talked about it in the videos over the weekend. If we look at this GDX chart going back over the past year and a half, you'll see that all we did here in this October to November ABCD pattern was make a 382 retracement within 10 cents of the high that was made back in August. That's when gold was trading at just around $2,000, folks. It was above $2,000. 2090, I believe, was a number. So that's a 382, and that certainly is not a bullish sign. You can see we've got really strong negativity. We've had lower tops all through March. Then we had a little 61% retracement into May, and then down again. So the gold miners don't look that too good right now, but like I say, that can change in a heartbeat. For shorter term traders, we just made a 382 retracement in the E-mini up here at 46.76. We made a slightly lower low than we did last night. We took that out by 5 points. We had a little bit of a rally. So that's pretty much it. The one that has got my interest, and I haven't been able to figure out where to get long, is the euro. The euro is got to be close to being a buy, folks, because we have posted this chart. I'm not going to do it again because I'd have to change the scale, and I'm not capable of doing that right now. And there's only a few more minutes for me to go in this segment. But we have made a beautiful ABCD at the 50% level, the dollar index at 96.56. I think that's pretty close to being the high. And I will say this, that this could be a really dramatic move in the euro. I'm just waiting for the right pattern. As I'm looking at it now on a 15-minute chart, all we're doing here at 112.63 is making a ABCD Gartley from yesterday's high, last night's high that came in at the 127 level. But it stopped going down. That's a good sign. But it hasn't given me any signal where I can say, yep, that's a 135 or that's a there's a Gartley sale here by right now, but I'm not involved in the euro. I'm just watching to see how it trades because I'm waiting to see a buy signal. Hey, I could be totally wrong here, folks, because this market's in a downtrend and we're setting right at a Gartley pattern here at this 112.63. But frankly, I have a bias. And so I say, well, I'm just going to wait because just looking at that dollar index, I think and it could easily break out. We've seen these things explode to the upside. I've got to talk to you about the open interest. How much time? I got plenty of time. Folks, here's some homework for you. I want you to go to www.cme.com, okay? And go under where it says equities and go look at what happened to the S&P yesterday, whether there was any new buying. There was not. Go look at the NASDAQ, and there was not. But there's something even greater in there to look at. Look at the volume in the NASDAQ and the open interest. Okay, the open interest is roughly 250,000. Okay, do you know that the volume yesterday was 775,000 contracts? It turned over the open interest twice. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, that's hard to believe. Oh, I did that wrong. It's 250,000 open interest, and it turned it over 775. It turned it over 3 times. This is so bearish, folks, that you better pay close attention to that. I mean, there was no new buying up there, and there was a lot of selling up there. And I can tell you that it wasn't the little guys. The buying that you saw was a short covering. So that's a nasty thing to say, but I think it's going to go down. But go look at it yourself, CME.com. Look at the NASDAQ and see what the volume for trading yesterday was 775,000 contracts. The open interest was only 250, so it turned it over 3 times. And believe me, I imagine it was done between 11 and 2 o'clock, between 11 and 2 yesterday with that up and down action where we went up, 250 and then down 400 points because, it's down 500 points from where it was yesterday, and it's in the midst of a 50 or 60 point rally right now. So those are just a few of the things. It looks to me, we've broken down in the gold now unless it reacts here and goes up, which I think that's highly unlikely. Then we have to pay attention to that too. But that's neither here nor there. Now let's get back to go over to the bond market and look at that. Now bonds came down and we've taken out the lows of this last move. We've now dropped quite a bit from the handles that we had up there at that 164 when we were, let me get that up here where we were here. Yes, we were up that 164, and now we're matching the lows where we were back in the middle of November, around the 13th or 14th. And that tells us that we have an ABCD that tells us we're going to probably be looking at a double bottom down at the 157 level. Now, folks, remind yourself that the government is borrowing money hand over fist. Where they get that money is they go into the bond market, and the way they entice people to get into the bond market is raise your hand if you think you know. I'm not sure, so I'm keeping my hand down. Is they go into the bond market and they sell bonds. And if they can't sell bonds with a low interest rate, what do they have to do is they've got to increase the interest rate so that people have an incentive to buy. So instead of a yield of 2%, they might move it up to 2.5%, 3%, or even 4%. Folks, for many years, and I'm talking many years, it was easy for the old people to go into the bond market and get 5% and 6% on your interest rate on your U.S. Treasury bond. But then when we got Helicopter Ben in there, that changed all the rules. And interest rates went from 5.5 down to 0, or almost 0. And then when they got to 0, that wasn't enough for them. What they try to do? Oh, guess what? We're going to have something new. It's called negative interest rates. You're going to pay us, and we're going to give you back your money, but not all of it. And not only that, we're not going to guarantee that you're going to get any of it back. Oh, what a good deal that was. Whew. Oh, well, that's neither here nor there. Let's get off the soapbox, Walter, and we'll just move on with the show here. We're going to, in just a few minutes, we're going to have a very dear friend and somebody who's really smart. Money Tide's own Dr. Al Larson will be coming on, and he's got a great book, folks, called Your Electric Life, and it's about the moon and how it affects you. He wrote it many, many years ago. It's one of my favorites. He gave it away for many years, but then he realized that he could probably sell it and give the money to charity, and that's what he does. Hey, we'll be right back with Dr. Al Larson and Money Tide, folks.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Dr. Al Larson on the line from Thornton, Colorado. Al, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, Larry. How are you?
Hey, I'm above ground on the green side of the grass, living my dream. Hey, listen, I have a question for you. Your daughter, when she was here, she was in nuclear physics or something, wasn't she, when she got her PhD?
Actually, she's a computer scientist. But,
that's what it was.
I
remember she was at the University of Arizona, as I recall.
Absolutely, and she's
because I remember,
working for the International Atomic Energy Agency, trying to keep everyone from getting nuked.
Hey, that's good. You know, Al, I can remember when she was having trouble with her homework, she would come by the house and I'd take her out for a pizza and show her how to do all that computer stuff because she was having a little difficulty with it. But I got her moving to the right path, and I'm glad she was able to graduate with honors. But and of course, Al, you know that I'm kidding. Al knows me as good as anybody that I have a hard time finding the function keys. I've got little arrows on what F1 means and F5. And I know why, Al, I did figure out after all these years why they start with an F, but I can't repeat it on the air. So, hey, tell us.
What we really need is F13.
Hey, listen, tell us, first of all, before you get into all the services that you have, tell the folks about my favorite book, Your Electric Life. And folks, if you want to really understand how this stuff works, you got to get this book because it was written a long time ago, and it really describes how the body works, how the moon works, and all this other stuff. Tell them about that book, would you, Al?
Okay, that book was written at my midlife crisis. I had to write everything down about how I thought everything worked. And in a nutshell, we live in a universe full of electric fields. And those fields affect every single thing we do. And they start, there's a universal electric field, goes clear out in space, comes into our solar system, into our planetary system, into our atmosphere, generates electric currents that flow through us every moment of every day and affects our behavior. So starting from that, I've studied markets as a place, if you want to look for human behavior, look for a scientific recording of some kind of behavior. Not voting polls, but buying and selling, people are voting according to their emotions, and E is electrical. So today I want to talk about the electrical field anatomy of a lunar eclipse and just give you a glimpse at what I do every day.
Wow. And you've been doing it for 30-some years, at least 30-some years, because I've known you more than that.
Yes, we're both old as dirt, Larry.
Yeah, well, that's true. But hey, but we're still living the dream, buddy. That's the best part, isn't it?
The best part, Nancy and I go to the park and we have a celebration we do, that we're simultaneously walking together, upright, together at once. So
that's good. I like that one. Okay, tell us about...
Last Friday, I looked at your show, and a gentleman came on and showed the overnight peak on the lunar eclipse. And everyone who knew what the lunar eclipse was and had a trading chart could draw that line. But I want to quickly explain a little bit of the gory details inside of that. This is a chart off of my daytradingforecast.com secret page. And this is a chart I call the Daniel chart after my grandson. It was inspired by a conversation when he was 3. He started talking to me at the dinner table about flying to the moon. And after that, I realized that I've been looking at charts that didn't have every electrical field on it that might affect the market. So I decided to put everything on one chart. And this is an awful chart. Each one of these lines along here is an electric field flux line. And flux lines go up and they go down. These vertical lines are transit lines. So The chart that I saw posted was showing that the eclipse overnight was causing a drop in the market. But there was stuff going on the day before. The reason stuff goes on the day before is because the electric field is always in play. So future events are affecting current events. So I'm going to show you 3 days: pre-eclipse, day of the eclipse, and post-eclipse. And these charts are off of my research computer. They have a little more detail than the charts of day trading forecasts. But this is the day before the eclipse. And I actually did my last Chaos Clinic written write-up. It's posted on MoneyTide.com about this day. So an eclipse is formed by the moon, the sun, and the moon's node. So I use letters to indicate the planets. T is the moon, H is helio for the sun, O is node, because I already used M for Neptune. So last Friday, 9:30, these are Eastern times, right after the open, there was a sell. This little pipper up here is a moontide trade time. And the rules are to be, you look for a 20 and 1110 EXMA crossing. And this was a sell. So the moontide sell was right in here, and it dropped sharply. Then it hit this electric field flux line, and this is a heliocentric flux line for the planet Mercury. Now, right after 11 o'clock, market started going up, and right here, Moon and Mercury are almost, they're within minutes of each other. They're not within minutes of each other except as seen by the rotating Earth. What makes this a crazy world is the simple fact that the Earth rotates very fast. So right in here, we got a big boost of energy as the exchange passed the eclipse window here. So that was Thursday. Friday, the eclipse had already occurred overnight, and we sank back down. Bottom was on, again, that Mercury flux line. There's a little bit of a rally up. Now here's that Mercury line, here's the sun line, and then the moon node line, a little bit of energy past that, but nowhere near as strong.
Hey, Al, we got to pay a few bills. Can you stay with us and continue, please?
Sure.
We'll be right back, folks. Dr. Al Larson of Money Tide.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks. We'll continue with Dr. Al Larson. Al, you want to go ahead, please?
One day, we had the eclipse, we had a weekend. Things changed over the weekend, and on this chart, what was happening, the moon, T180 timeline is clear over here in the afternoon, and there was a T90, 090 in the morning. So you got a little bit of rally. This is the open, ran up to a computed R2, and right in here, midday, who do we have here? We've got Mercury, Sun, and Node. And you see the sharp drop here? That was actually a moontide trade time. So that Node energy was still here, but the moon's over here. The moon's passing the moon here started a little bit of a rally, but here is Venus and Pluto. And here late in the day, moon had spoken its piece, and we had this sharp drop. And this is a consequence of the eclipse forming earlier. So this is a moontide forecast chart off of Day Trading Forecast from the SP KISS page. Here was the pre-computed moontide forecast. And here is a longer term chart showing a 7-move chaos clamshell from that chart. Now, all this adds up to a daily chart. This was the eclipse high, and yesterday this was a green bar, then it dropped late, and I didn't go any further, but that looks to me like a failed test of this first Friday, November 5th top. So it does look to me like weakness may result from the eclipse. So
wow. Now you want to tell
is I try to analyze who's doing what, when and where, and by the who, I mean the planets.
Do you still have your chaos clinic?
My chaos clinics are still done, but I have a modified format in that I post a, let me just pop up my a browser and I'll show you. Okay, let me do it this way.
Welcome to the worlds of computer.
Yes, even if you know what you're doing, they're very complicated. Okay, this is the moneytide.com website, and it has a nice pictorial summary of my basic theory.
This is what's in the Electric Life book.
In part of it, the math and such are not in it. Specials every week, but here's a blog. And what I do on most Chaos Clinic days, it's sort of like a slow motion newsletter. I used to write a newsletter, it had eight charts and descriptions. This is like doing one every week or so.
Okay.
This is the one showing the part of what I showed today on the eclipse. So that's what's on the Chaos Clinics. And of course, I'm available if people want to call me, send me emails, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is really good. We're going to have you on again right after the first of the year. But thanks for joining us today. Folks, I highly recommend, if you're interested in the things that he's talking about here, particularly how this astrology stuff works, he does it in real time, and he really is good at it.
Wait a minute, Larry.
Okay.
Larry, I do not do astrology.
Okay, what did we just see? We're talking the Sun, Moon, and Venus. Aren't those planets?
Those are planets, but astrologers use some rules that are not based upon computations of the electric field.
Oh,
what I do, I call market astrophysics, because astrologers are not wrong. It's just that with a little bit of advanced knowledge of electrical engineering, you can pre-compute things like the moon tides.
Okay. Hey, I stand corrected, my friend.
So, okay, well, I had to say something because I know a few good astrologers, and I have no idea why they're so good, but they are.
Yeah. So it's moneytide.com. That's where the folks can go to reach you then.
Right.
Okay, great. Listen, I want to wish you and Nancy a happiest of holidays, and if you see your daughter, say hello to her. She might remember. It's been over 30 years. Well, 20. She's got to be in her 50s now, isn't she? Or close to it?
She's going to retire in a few years.
Get out of here.
But
Boy,
it's been exciting. Wow. Yeah, it's hard to think back that far, Larry.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, buddy. Tell me about it. But we've had some fun along the way to all our travels that we did and stuff. So always remember those. Going through the cemetery down there in New Orleans and the policeman stopping it. Hey, listen, buddy, happy holidays to you and your family. And we'll have you on after the first of the year and talk more about these electrical fields. You ought to get that book, folks. I really enjoyed that book. It's Your Electric Life by Dr. Al Lawson on Amazon. Hey, Al, I got a question. You used to give that away free. What changed? Did you start donating the money to charity like you said you were going to do?
I'll tell you, Larry, it cost me too much to print it and mail it. And I decided I was going to try putting on Amazon and try to sell something on Amazon like everyone else. Let Amazon do the work. And I have to tell you, I sell a few copies. Of course, when you put it on Amazon, you have to price it cheap.
Sure.
So the price went from $20 to $6. Now, Amazon keeps 2/3 of it for the marketing. And,
wow.
A few copies sell. And when I did this year, I found out that last year, selling it on Amazon was worth $18.
Wow.
The time I spent recording that in my taxes wasn't worth it. So, but that's the business world we're in now.
That's for sure. Okay, listen, Al, thank you so much for being on the air. We'll have you on again soon, okay?
All right.
All right, buddy. See you later. Al Larson, folks, Thornton, Colorado, stand-up guy. I've known him for 40 years, and the guy knows his stuff for sure. Folks, we're going to be back after we pay a few bills for TFNN and talk about the most important things that have happened over the last few days. May God bless.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I posted a chart from David White and Tom O'Brien, their service that they have. Anyway, I think it's called Timing the Trade. Anyway, it's an ETF for cow, COW, which is the ETF for meats, I believe, not just cattle and hogs, both. But the second chart that I posted was April cattle. And as you can see, they've been very bullish. They gapped above the 78% level a few days ago. That was right at that 140.80 level. And I posted over the weekend in the newsletter that if we got above 141, this was probably going to go a lot higher, and it's certainly done that. What I'm posting you this for is you can see that ETF chart doesn't look anything like the chart on the cattle, and it certainly doesn't look like a chart on a hog. So when you're trading these things, trade it as an ETF, folks. And I'll bet you if David follows through with this pattern's probably going to work. But when you look at it in comparison to what cattle are doing, and that's where the misnomer comes in cow, and that's why I don't like ETFs, any of them. That's why I just look at the futures, and that basically, remember, simplicity trumps complexity. And trumps, that was a play on words. what is it? Simplicity beats complexity. Anyway, that's what we're paying attention to. Folks, as long as the stock market doesn't get above, in the E-mini, above 46.95 today, I think we have a downtrend in progress, especially in the NASDAQ. It's been the weaker, and as we've shown you on some of these charts, it follows the numbers pretty well. So the main thing is that it helps for determining what direction you're in, and also the probabilities of it occurring. And other thing is the risk control, because when these patterns fail, and they do fail, you've got to be extremely careful and get out of the way. That's the main thing. The perfect example was gold today, folks. I actually bought some gold there at 1784, and when it back down to 1784, I said sayonara. I didn't even think about taking the $800 profit when it was up there, because I thought it was going to go a lot more, and now it's gone lower and lower. So that's what we're watching today. Shane Smolian tomorrow, folks. The Wolf Trader will be our guest. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.